Robbie.
Let's stay with health matters now, and experts say that stressful or emotional events can take a toll on the mental health of anyone. And childbirth is one of them. Whereas childbirth can be a traumatizing experience for a woman, men, especially new dads, also experience depressive symptoms while adjusting to fatherhood. This is a period psychologists refer to as paternal postpartum depression. In this special report on matters mental health, Gloria Mlimu tells us why fatherhood should not be a sad affair.
The birth of a baby can trigger an array of emotions: excitement, joy, fear, and sometimes anxiety. This period can also be marked with episodes of depression. This condition is known as postpartum depression that often affects new mothers. These mothers exhibit symptoms like severe mood swings, overwhelming fatigue, depressed moods, severe anxiety, intense irritability that sees them fly into fits of anger. When we talk about matters postpartum depression, what comes to mind? Women, of course, given its association with hormonal changes and the trauma associated with childbirth. However, did you know that childbirth can be a stressful experience for a man? 39-year-old Simon Wachira may seem to have had a hang of his role as a father from a distance. But what you don't know is that the father of three, just like most new fathers, was not spared of the emotional and stressful challenges that comes with having a newborn. This period is often characterized with depression-like symptoms, also known as paternal postpartum depression.
Sometimes there is a clash on roles. Sometimes you feel you still have to work and fulfill your duties to provide. So it was a bit stressful and a lot of confusion between the parents, especially when you think this is the way it should be.
Whereas the emotion and stress that comes after childbirth can affect both parents, its manifestation differs in people. In Wachira's case, irritability was the hallmark of this period. It kicked in after the birth of his firstborn son 8 years ago.
For me, it was a bit different. I think your temperamental, when you have a bit of temper, you feel things are not right, and all that. That's when you start knowing that, because these things you're not used to. You're not used to you getting very angry sometimes because of the way things are going. That's when you notice you're a bit stressed. There's some overload of some stress, yeah.
His drastic emotional change and demeanor did not go unnoticed. His wife, Claire Thuku, was going through postpartum depression at the time. She felt abandoned and misunderstood.
For him, how it manifested for him was anger issues. So which means if he has never shouted when we were dating or when we were living together, that means this is the time that I heard him shout for the first time. So you can imagine how that aggravates you also, what you're going through.
With time, Wachira says he had to adjust to the new but demanding roles as a father. This period is critical, for it depends on the cooperation of spouses. He reveals that experiences with the first child helped groom him to be a better dad he is now to his 3 boys.
Once you understand, then you let some things pass. Stop a lot of arguments.
Psychologists say postpartum period is associated with many adjustments to fathers that predispose them to the risk of depression.
You find that, there's change with regards to mood. The symptoms are more of the same, like depression.
They explain that treatment for these symptoms often involve therapy sessions.
We usually do what we call cognitive behavior therapy, which aims to really change the deviant or unhealthy thought processes that bring about these oddities in behavior.
Paternal postpartum depression impacts negatively on the family. It increases emotional and behavioral problems among children, thus contributing to disharmony in families. Interestingly, this condition can be triggered by changes in hormones, including testosterone. A research published in the National Library of Medicine that tested the association between paternal testosterone, paternal and maternal postpartum depressive symptoms, and subsequent family functioning suggests that fathers with lower aggregate testosterone reported more depressive symptoms at 2 and 9 months of postpartum. Psychologist Kira says another way of managing these symptoms is through having an open conversation with your spouse.
The moment you don't actually talk to someone and let your partner understand, then it only exacerbates, or it makes it worse.
Ultimately, fatherhood should not be a sad, if not depressive affair. And if you're going through it, do not hesitate to seek professional help. Gloria Milimu, KTN News.